The coffee was still warm, a comforting presence in the early morning quiet. It sat there, a silent promise of a productive day ahead, untouched for the moment. On the 42nd floor, the hum of the office was a comforting sound, a symphony of keyboards clicking and hushed conversations. It was the sound of industry, of purpose, a familiar backdrop to the daily grind, until a low, guttural shudder ran through the building. It started subtly, a vibration felt more than heard, a disquieting tremor that disrupted the office's peaceful rhythm. Heads lifted. Was that real? A collective questioning rippled through the open-plan space, a shared moment of uncertainty. For a moment, denial settled over the room. Maybe it was just construction nearby, or a heavy truck passing, anything but what it felt like. Then a second jolt hit, harder. The building groaned, a deep, unsettling sound that shattered the illusion of normalcy. A coffee mug shattered, its contents splattering across the floor, a stark symbol of the disruption. Papers fell, cascading from desks like autumn leaves. This was not normal. This was something else entirely, something frightening. Fear seeped in, cold and insidious. The office hum turned to alarmed voices, rising in pitch and volume as panic began to take hold. People stood, tense, unsure, their faces etched with worry. The instinct to flee warred with the need to understand. The familiar office now felt like a trap, a gilded cage high above the ground. The walls seemed to close in, the space shrinking with every tremor. The alarm shrieked, a brutal mechanical scream that cut through the rising tide of fear. The time for guessing was over. The alarm was a call to action, a signal that something was terribly wrong. Some froze, paralyzed by fear, unable to process the unfolding events. Others grabbed personal items, clinging to normalcy, a desperate attempt to maintain control in a world turned upside down. Instincts warred, flee or understand. The primal urge to escape battled with the rational desire to assess the situation. The building, once a symbol of stability, now felt alien, a cold, unfeeling structure, indifferent to their plight. A maze with an unknown threat lurking around every corner. The familiar corridors now seemed endless and confusing. The question, how do we get out, where are the exits, which way is safe? In that instant, everyone became a single organism with one goal: survival. Individual concerns faded as a collective will to live took over. Their lives depended on a system they'd never noticed, a silent guardian watching over them. A network of technology and design, meticulously planned and rarely considered until now. They were about to be tested by the building's evacuation plan, a blueprint for survival they hoped was adequate. Their journey down 42 floors would be guided not by panic, but by the cold logic of emergency protocols. But by the building itself, its structure and systems now their only hope. The ordinary had shattered, leaving behind a landscape of fear and uncertainty. Now, survival depended on what happened next, on their ability to navigate the chaos and trust in the systems around them. The building was no longer just a backdrop, it was an active participant in their struggle. It was a silent partner in their escape, guiding them through the darkness towards an uncertain future. When alarms sound, signaling a potential threat, our first reaction is often disbelief, a sense that it can't be real, not panic. We instinctively seek confirmation, glancing at colleagues, searching for a shared understanding of the situation, checking phones for updates or official announcements, peering out windows trying to assess the danger firsthand. This delay, born from a need to understand, is called information seeking, and it can cost precious seconds in a rapidly unfolding crisis. Once the threat is undeniably real, crowd dynamics take over, influencing individual actions. We follow others, often unconsciously adopting the behavior of the group, often toward familiar exits, the routes we know best, even if they're demonstrably not the safest or most efficient. This tendency to favor the known is exit affinity. As people converge, streams form, and bottlenecks inevitably appear at constrictions. True uncontrolled panic is relatively rare. More common is anxious, competitive behavior, a heightened sense of self-preservation, particularly at crowded exits. The social contract frays under pressure as people push, driven by a desperate instinct to survive. Design flaws, narrow doors that restrict flow, confusing signs that disorient, can quickly turn order into chaos, amplifying the danger. Effective evacuation systems, on the other hand, work with human nature, understanding our tendencies, not against it. Technology, the tools at our disposal, alarms that alert us, lights that guide us, signs that direct us, must guide us clearly and decisively. providing unambiguous information, channeling fear into purposeful action. The system's fundamental job is to transform a confused and potentially panicked crowd into a cooperative and self-preserving force. Before anyone senses danger, the building is already alert. Its network of sensors, smoke, gas, seismic, constantly monitors for threats. Smoke detectors use advanced tech to distinguish between fast and slow fires. Gas detectors sniff out hazards before they become deadly. Seismic sensors detect earthquakes seconds before disaster strikes, buying precious time. All data flows to the fire alarm control panel, the building's brain. It analyzes, verifies, and pinpoints threats, preventing false alarms. Once confirmed, the system knows exactly where the danger is. This specificity enables a targeted, intelligent response. The building moves from silent watch to decisive action. The sentinels have done their job, now the building must speak. When danger is confirmed, the building unleashes a symphony of sound and light. Sirens cut through noise, demanding attention. The public address system delivers calm, specific instructions. Evacuate certain floors, others wait. This phased approach prevents stairwell jams. Visual cues activate emergency lights, illuminate escape routes, even in smoke or darkness. Dynamic signs adapt in real time, redirecting people if paths become unsafe. Flashing strobes alert those who can't hear. Redundancy ensures everyone gets the message. Hear it, see it, follow it. The building becomes an active guide, not just a structure. Layered cues overcome panic and confusion. The building now points, speaks, and lights the way to safety. The ordinary is gone, the building is alive with purpose. Every second counts. Once moving, the evacuation system protects you on the journey. Fire doors swing shut, sealing off danger and buying time. Stairwells become vertical fortresses, fire-resistant, pressurized to keep smoke out. Fans pump fresh air, making stairwells safe and breathable. Stairs are designed for quick, safe descent, handrails, landings, consistent steps. In advanced skyscrapers, refuge floors offer fortified safe zones with independent air. Sometimes, horizontal evacuation to a refuge floor is safer than descending all the way. These corridors and stairwells are silent guardians, activated in crisis. The path to safety is engineered, tested, and waiting, ready to save lives. The building's design is your shield. Every detail matters. The future is here: smart buildings that adapt in real time. Sensors and AI create dynamic evacuation plans responding to changing threats. If a route becomes unsafe, signs and PA messages instantly redirect people. The system tracks crowd movement, balancing flow to prevent bottlenecks. It communicates with first responders, providing live maps and updates. The building becomes a digital traffic cop, guiding thousands to safety. This partnership between technology and people saves lives. Smart buildings don't just help occupants escape, they empower rescuers. The building is no longer passive, it's an active, intelligent ally. Every second, every decision is informed by real-time data. The smart building is a partner in survival. The maze shifts, but the way out is always clear. How do we ensure these complex systems will perform when lives are on the line? How can we be certain that safety measures will hold up under pressure? Through the power of simulation. Engineers meticulously create digital twins, virtual replicas of buildings, and populate them with thousands of simulated people, each programmed with realistic behaviors. Then, they unleash a barrage of disasters, raging fires, hazardous spills, and devastating earthquakes. The simulation meticulously reveals flaws, dangerous bottlenecks, widespread confusion, and critically unsafe exits. Each simulation run provides invaluable data, allowing engineers to refine the design to widen corridors, strategically add exits, and reprogram alarms for maximum effectiveness. This iterative process continues with constant adjustments until the plan is as robust and foolproof as possible. Technology and empathy meet here, creating systems designed with human frailty and strength in mind. These aren't just machines, they're solemn promises to protect lives. Simulations empower us to prepare for the absolute worst, giving us the best possible chance to survive the unthinkable. In the end, it's the powerful partnership between human ingenuity and machine precision that transforms potential chaos into a story of survival. The ordinary may shatter in an instant, but together, with careful planning and collaboration, we find the way out. Every life saved stands as a testament to this vital collaboration. The story doesn't have to end in disaster, but instead, in enduring hope.